We're talking about the deeper dimension of life, the subconscious realm. Subconscious meaning it's below conscious thought. You might be thinking and worrying about something right now, but there's something deeper going on inside you, much the same as you are not conscious of your physical digestion, right? You ate something for breakfast, lunch, or dinner, and your body has been digesting it since you finished. You're not conscious of that process. You're not conscious of, your lungs. You're not conscious of the blinking of your eyes. You're not conscious of your nervous system. You're not consciously commanding your heart to beat, are you? You're not consciously commanding your eyes to blink necessarily, are you? The breathing. You're not doing any of that. So what is it that's doing that? Well, that's a deeper mind in you. It's much the same in terms of what we're talking about with walking in power, that you have conscious thought, which you're very conscious of. So if I say, for example, in the physical, to use that example again, I'm going to reach out and grab something. Yeah, I'm conscious that I'm reaching out and grabbing something. If I touch something hot, I'm conscious of it, and I willfully pull my hand back. But even as I'm doing that, my body is still digesting. So there is a deeper mind that's controlling these things that I'm not conscious of. Again, same thing in relation to the walk of power. Because whatever is happening in your brain is simply a fleeting thing. And there are things that are happening at a much deeper level that will manifest when you get into situations that you're used to or familiar with when you react or act the same way. Again, we sabotage ourselves. We work hard because we're conscious of trying to achieve success. We get close to it, and that subconscious mind takes over, and we start to self-sabotage, not even aware that that's what we're doing. We begin to self-sabotage. That is the subconscious aspect of our mind. So we want to affect that part of us, right? We want to walk in greater assurance. To be assured of what? I mean, you want to be assured of a couple things. You want to be assured of the fact, number one, that as I've always said, that you are able to do whatever it is that you set out to do. You're able to do whatever it is you're dreaming about, whatever it is you're hopeful for, whatever it is you've always set as a goal for yourself. You are well able to do anything. In fact, you're able to do 10 times more in every area of life than what you're doing right now. And the second thing is, when it comes to assurance, is that you need to be confident in all of the principles that govern success in whatever it is you're pursuing. Again, whatever area of life, financial, career, relationship, emotional, physical goals, whatever the goals may be, there are principles that govern achievement and success, the outcomes that you want in each of those areas. So those principles are sure. They are absolute. Okay? You can't say it's impossible. You can't say it works for other people, doesn't work for you. You just haven't figured out your problem. I've got challenges like that. I've got things in business where I'm racking my brain and I can't figure out why it works for someone else and it doesn't work for me. So I understand that. I don't ever question the principles, and I'm not questioning myself. If anything, I'm violating the principles. You say, well, CJ, what principles could you be violating? Well, you take, for example, business. You could be doing everything right, applying all the principles and delivering great things to your marketplace, but actually be focusing on the wrong marketplace, right? So you can do the right thing in the wrong way. This takes us back to our mindset direction when it came down to what we called attitude. Attitude is the way in which you fly, not the direction you're flying. This is an aviation term. Attitude is an aviation term. It's not referring to the direction you're flying. It's referring to the way you're flying. So when a plane lands, is it all twisted as it lands, or is it coming in straight? If it's all twisted, that's the attitude. It has a bad attitude. So you're going the right direction, but the wrong way. And so that's why we can get confused in life about why things aren't working out, because we feel like we're headed in the right direction. What we don't realize oftentimes is that we're doing it the wrong way. And so this is where, again, principles come in, and we don't get so frustrated with our circumstances that we begin to question ourselves and we begin to question the principles in the universe, etc. These things are sure. The principles are sure. You may not know what they are, And you may be violating some of them, but they are sure. It's always a user error, right? Nobody ever questions the laws of flight when a plane crashes. Have you ever heard that before? That they can't figure out how a plane crashed, and so they say, well, I guess the laws of flight just weren't working, and today some weird thing in the universe happened, and the plane just fell out of the sky for no reason. No, they are always going to say, even if they can't figure out what it is, they're going to say, well, it's a user error. It's a pilot error. It's a equipment malfunction. Because the laws are absolute. And so there are absolute laws for whatever it is you're going after. And the key and the foundation to building up that personal power and then walking in it is to be absolutely sure that the world and the universe provides you with all the principles you need to know that you may not know them. You may need to do the work to research them, but you got to believe it. You got to believe and know and have the conviction that they're there. And then secondly, you have got to be confident in yourself. You got to know, which again, confidence begins with the fact that you know you have this capacity. Even though you may have never lived 10 times more than what you're presently experiencing, you got to know that capacity is still there. You know, I always again use that analogy of you're struggling on a treadmill and you feel like you can't go another step. Someone pulls a gun to your head, they could get you to go 10 more minutes. Why? Because at what point will you stop running on that treadmill and get shot, right? So it's not an issue of whether you can. You certainly can. The issue is whether you will. And sometimes we need that outside pressure to draw out that greater dimension of power within us. And so that's what we're looking for. But again, it all begins with this fundamental belief that the principles are sure and available in the world to give you anything that you want, and that you are fully capable of applying those principles consistently to get what it is that you want. Can you dig it? Hope you can. This is CJ, the Metal Motivator. And remember, in whatever you do, don't suck. Metal up.